But at last, 8 months had passed since the departure of the old storyteller, and he had said that in the next month, the great month of fruition, I should receive the silver seed of the tree of death, if indeed I ever received it. So now in every footstep I seemed to hear the sound of an approaching messenger, and in every sound to hear my name called. My blood grew hot as with a fever, and my sleep left me, so that for the greater part of the night I paced in my garden alone. All night on the 9th night of the month I heard in the distance the sounds of music and revelry. It was the wedding of the cousin of my beloved, and there was a great festival. But towards dawn the sounds died away, and I paced to and fro in my garden. And suddenly, as I passed the door in the wall of the garden, I heard a little sound, and I was called by my name. But it was not the voice of any messenger that called. It was the voice of my beloved. I opened the door and bade her enter. She came in without a word, and wearing the new robe and the golden bracelet, and in the grey and awful light of the dawn, her face seemed still wondrous beautiful, and yet changed. "You are weary," I said. She made a sign of assent. "Yes," I said. "The marriage festival was long. All night I've heard the music. Your eyes tell me of your weariness." And I spread a silken carpet for her under a tree, that she might rest, greatly wondering that she should come to me in this way. She knelt on the carpet, bending her body and covering her face with her hands. "I have not been at the festival," she said. "Oh, I have much to say, and there is not one word of it that you can ever forgive. Yet promise to hear me to the end, and then do with me as you will." Then my heart fainted, and doom sang in my ears, and there was a long silence before I could say, "I will hear you to the end." And now she stretched herself at full length on the rug, her hands clasped behind her head, and she spoke like a tired child that repeats a long lesson. "Yesterday," she said, "at sunrise I went down to wash myself in the water of the river, and when I had put on my garment again and risen up, I was aware that a youth came towards me, riding upon a white ass that was bedecked with silver ornaments, and he dismounted and looked long at me. He was darker than we are, yet not so dark as the old storyteller, and I read in his eyes that which I have read in yours and in the eyes of other men. I knew that he desired me. Every day a beautiful woman may read that language, yet it moved me not, and it was as if there was a mist before my eyes. He named you and asked me where he might find you, speaking in our tongue, but slowly, as one but newly accustomed to it. I said, 'If you follow me, I will take you to him.' And afterwards, he said, 'For you are more beautiful than any woman on this earth, and it is for you that my love has waited.' I laughed, for there was still a mist before my eyes. Besides, such a speech was daring and sudden, since he now saw me for the first time. 'Afterwards,' I said, 'will be as it will be. Meanwhile, what seek you with this man?' He turned his eyes from me as if he feared to look on me. 'It is forbidden to me,' he said, 'so much as to speak of it.' Now, whether you believe it or not, it is true that in the next words which I said, I had no intent but to vex him a little. Was it not the mist still before my eyes, so that I could not judge aright? Was I any more than the thistle seed caught in the wind of destiny? I said, still laughing, 'You love me, and yet you refuse the first thing that I ask of you.' And now he looked long at me again, breathing deeply, and suddenly he thrust his hand into his robe and drew forth something that glistened.